Top left-hand corner from the Shopify Rebellion, our Red Terran player is ByuN. In the bottom right corner, our blue Protoss from Dragon Kaiser Gaming. We've got ourselves a herO. That's 5. Game number 1 starting out here. ByuN finished up against Kira quite a while ago now, 45 minutes or so. It was just before this series started, so that was a little while back, and obviously now needs to be warmed up, ready to play some TvP. Let's see what he looks like through these early stages, as we do see our STV going to find some nibbles on the probe to start out. It's going to be our first starting point of this as we get underway. Got refineries coming through on the side of ByuN, then getting those barracks on the way in as well. So a little bit of setup getting going for the first few moments of this. So far so good. So get started out. STV gonna continue to nibble for a little while, just again being a little bit annoying for the next few moments of this. So far so good. Cybercore, all coming through, just gonna see our orbital command coming up on the side of ByuN. Probe and STV are gonna fight against each other again for just a couple moments. Cybercore coming out, halfway done. Nexus is just on the way up. Our probe gonna get pushed away by the couple of SCVs. Looking good there. Still against Cybercore Nexus. All of this coming. We do get the SCVs to pull in. We do kill that probe off. Just gonna finish that up right there. Again, job well done in that regard, as we do have our factories coming through as well. So just bringing this out, getting this going. Our Wolfgate continues up, our Stalker still coming through. Because actually gonna try and get some info, but gets denied pretty quickly, so not much to be gained on that one. Zelda across the map, though, going to be an annoyance as ByuN sits here in his SCV. You know, ByuN's early game was a little shaky early against Nice. Just someone would expect ByuN to maybe have a bit more comfortable of a time against. Was maybe not 100% comfortable earlier today. Which is just a little bit of a shame, because obviously we expect ByuN to, you know, go into this. He's going to definitely need to be on top of things. Otherwise he's going to have a bad time against herO, who's obviously got the capabilities of being very aggressive. Of being very aggro and up in your face and everything if you need to be, so. Robo facility coming out, gateway coming up, and Wolfgate still coming through, just for the moment. Starport Tech Lab and all the rest of it continues out here, and just going to be having ourselves the chrono boost on a couple probes coming through as well right now, so a lot of this getting set as our Robo facility gets an observer on the way as well. CC is about to finish up again. Again, the Wolfgate, the Stalker, Robo facility active. All of that just coming through as we have ourselves the Nexus continue to crank out a few probies. Just 4 at the moment. Twilight Council be coming up as well here. So that's going to be herO's first real tech of the game. Get that Twilight up and running beyond the Robo. So Robo first is obviously pretty safe. Then you go into the Twilight. Since you are a little bit late at anything like a Blink, we're actually going to build an Immortal here initially as herO too. So it's an interesting setup. It's definitely not quite the absolute norm or the complete set of expectations you might usually have. Let's say something a little bit different, or at the very least. As you have our medevac coming around the right side. Ready to try and make a little bit of a play towards a mineral line in the next few moments. See if these mines can get something done. Marines and tanks all gathering up. Prism Temple Archives charge all coming up as well. So all of this is coming through. We do have ourselves. The Raven is on the way out from ByuN. Like I say, that's a massive part of TvP nowadays. We all know this. We've seen Ravens be a core part of this matchup for quite some time. So no surprise to see it here. It's so typically introduced into the game at this point that it's It's kind of weird to see TvPs without it. I guess sometimes you open Hellions and stuff, and sometimes you open like more barracks and the delayed starports, you don't see it. But whenever it's something fairly akin to a 1-1-1 or just, you know, the starport up at this kind of point, not seeing the Raven is kind of the irregularity, right? So there's our Raven. I was going to say, you can sit here with this army. This is a pretty hefty army. I wonder if we do just go pushing, and the Raven might then just stick with this. The other option is, if you don't want to just go pushing, you could, of course, take the Raven and send it across the map with some mortar turrets and maybe go and harass or so. That's also a major possibility. So you've got a few options as to how you approach this. Right now, the Prism is coming into the main base around the back, so just sneaking around there. Your Depths and the Stalker start to deal some hits. Here comes our Wooden Mine drop, looking for some damage as well. Immortal in position. That could be Immortal losing its shields and a lot of probes. 6 and 12. 6 on each. And both those mines will lift back into the medevac. The Raven making sure the Prism over here doesn't do much. And herO, an uncharacteristic lack of attention. He actually did lose one mine on Burrow in it. The Immortal got the kill. One's not going to be able to get the kill there, though. Obviously, his attention elsewhere. Focus on trying to get his Prism in, and ByuN able to capitalize on that. Dealing mega damage. 12 workers this early is obviously not a pretty place to be. As our Storm continues up, our High Templar continues through. The +1 armor continues into play as well. I mean, at this point, you're going to need some of those upgrades and everything to really help you out, get back on track after damage like that. You're going to need that Storm to, do very nicely for you, basically, in these upcoming fights and these upcoming moments. Else you will be in some trouble. Of course, ByuN's going to be fully powered stim, combat +1, all on the markup from him, so that's all coming through. The Storm's here. Oh, the Storm drop is nasty. 9 SCVs. That's one way to fight back. I was kind of more talking about Storms on the army, but, a little bit of a nasty Storm drop. I'm down for that. Sign me the hell up. Yes, please, and thank you. 9 workers going down. Like I say, big bit of damage done there. And ByuN actually going to be trailing a bit. Now he's going to have to drop across the map, though, so let's see how he can do. Following up a Storm. Going to try and come to the rescue. The Marines get hurt. Hurt enough that they're not going to try a second time. And so for the moment, that will be that. Oh my goodness, this game is actually getting a little wild. These two really are going to start really whacking away at each other here and starting to do some pretty serious damage here and there. 9 probes dead as ByuN counters and gets himself back into a more manageable working position. Alright, well, if this is going to be how it goes, scrappy back and forth between ByuN and herO, sign me the hell up. That's the kind of StarCraft I can get behind. The Raven does get feedback, so nothing funky from this. Not going to be able to do anything on this little flank, although we do now drop into the center, finding the opportunity to punish the High Templar for dropping the feedback. And like I say, it's just one move from one guy, then a move from the other, and these two just go back and forth with the trade-outs for these early few minutes. Fascinating StarCraft to witness. As you see the medevac still being chased for a little while longer. ByuN doesn't have anything else out on the map, so he doesn't really have anything else to go for here. Just get these medevacs away, no distractions elsewhere to be caused or anything of the sorts. And on we go. So there's a couple of units up inside, and it's going to be seeing the Raven. It's going to come around back. There's still a Widow Mine drop here, actually, so I said there wasn't anything else happening, but the Widow Mine drop is still around. Just going to try and come in at a point where hero's not paying attention, and that's boom for a few workers for sure. There's 4. And it looks as though we're going to get the lift up to back away from that once more. So, able to get away one more time. Nicely done. And a pretty reasonable job of this, all said and done, honestly, as we do have ourselves the medevac and the Raven now in a little bit more trouble in terms of trying to get back out of here. So herO wants to try and just go for a push. ByuN does have some EMPs available now. Wants to be cautious with where he drops them, though. It's tempting to just drop them straight on the army, but you kind of do, to some extent, need this to be, you want to drop them on the army, but you also want to make sure you've got some for the High Templar and to try and deny some of the Storms that are available. So that's kind of something you're looking for at the same time. 5-6 probes going down. The auto turret actually finding some pretty serious damage then. Again, this has been a battle of the worker kills. 33 probes, 15 SCVs. Both players have dealt damage to the other. Both have been pretty relentless about it for the most part, honestly. And now we see 2 Colossi coming up. Extended Thermal Lance coming through. +2 attack also being brought into that. Going back over the left side, these few Marines are going to come with it for just a few moments. Marines are still stimming around, trying to see what else we can get done. Just going to jump in onto this Nexus. Nexus is going to take quite a few shots of damage as well. Oh my god, it survives. It was so close. So close to going down, but not quite in the end. It is going to live. Nexus will see another day. And unfortunately for ByuN, that was a dive in that just didn't quite get the payout. So yeah, you get that base up from herO, catches a little bit of a break. Still getting one of this best of 5, by the way. Like I say, these guys are really swinging at each other hard and in every way imaginable. If they keep this up, we really might have a very feisty full best of 5 on our doorstep. Yeah, between ByuN and herO, which is again absolutely awesome. Absolutely down for that. Sign me the hell up. ByuN comes pushing down the south. His chance to maybe get for a larger push kind of on his own terms, so looking for something like that right here as you just see the Bioforce knocking down an initial pylon. Vikings and the Raven. The Raven's still here, by the way, as well, which is kind of incredible at this point in time. This Matrix is going to go down. Just going to be seeing the Stalkers are going back and forth. Vikings going to be there. Just going to be seeing our Vikings able to chase down the Colossi, but we are near a super battery, so it's not a guarantee you will get too much done. Now EMPing. The Nexus is very close to going down. We can turn away. We get a few Stalkers as we go. Just over in that direction is generally pretty decent. Our Vikings very nearly able to get another Colossus. Not quite able to just yet, though. We're getting closer, though. We're getting closer and closer. Stalkers and Disruptors coming back around the south. It's going to be seeing our game settling again. This time it's herO's turn to apparently go across the map and pressure in to see if there's any opportunities to maybe take down a base or so. These guys kind of just taking it in turns right now. The Viking shots coming out. We have really just get all the way around. The Vikings obviously would love to latch onto them Colossi, but that's obviously a question mark for the moment in terms of whether you can get there or not. The army of herO comes all the way back around down the bottom. I'm going to start opening up a set of rocks here. It's just going to knock those down for a couple moments, open up this area. Stalkers will begin to press through. Just going to see a little bit of bio coming up the left, a couple of EMPs going down, hitting some of those Stalkers as well. Pretty reasonable way to start as our Nexus sets up on the 6 o'clock. Uh-oh, bio intercepts. Few of these Stalkers taking some damage. Marauders getting in there as well. Disruptors will come through. Fire Force continues to get set up. Just going to be seeing our Stalkers, our Disruptors continuing around for the moment. Just going to be seeing a couple of Disruptor shots coming through. Disruptor's going to get jumped on ByuN, though. Going to finally eat a couple of these Disruptors, so a little bit more damage done at the end. Last few moments of that got a little bit nasty. Going to continue to dive on through this. This army of ByuN spread out with the EMPs on top, looking pretty decent. Looking as though this actually might be enough to win out at the end of the day here. Man, what a game these two have just played. That is a bit of a wild one. This looks as though ByuN obviously now substantially ahead in supply. Looking as though he's going to be probably okay to take this one down. see CC still coming through, still trying to see what else is available here. It's going to dive on the right side. Again, it's going to take a lot to recover at this point, I feel like. Well, Disruptor's still trying to keep this army at bay. That's pretty much all you have to rely on here as heroes. Just going to try and do that to the best possible way we can. Best possible way we can manage. Let's see, another Disruptor shot coming through. Marina Marauder going to take a shot. More shots coming through. Just going to be seeing those couple of ghosties getting those snipes off as well. Going to be pretty nasty there. I'm just going to be seeing ourselves a push to really just keep this going, man. The Disruptor is very nearly catching a bunch of these ghosts. That's going to be a bit nasty if they had gone down. ByuN pushing the left-hand side as well. Supplies have gotten a little closer here. herO continuing to hold out. Continue to push back for the moment. Bioforce is going to get rid of this Nexus, so it will go down. Nexus will fall. Medevac's going to lift up. A couple Stalker shots coming through. The Medevac's taking a few more hits. Going to load all the way up this left-hand side, and we are going to be seeing the PSCVs coming back over as well. I'm just going to be having a couple High Templar coming in. Storm comes down. Some Ghosts going to get hit. Oh, the triple Ghost dying in sync there. A couple Storms coming in all over the place. Just going to be seeing our Vikings landing. Disruptor's going to get pretty nasty shots off. I mean, don't get me wrong, ByuN is killing a fair share himself. I see another Disruptor shy. Wouldn't mind shot going off towards those Disruptors. Again, reason to be a little careful at the very least. We've seen our Liberators, Ghosts, Vikings, tanks. This army of ByuN still pressing forward. 50 supply in the lead here. Again, ridiculous for game number 1. Really felt as though ByuN had it very confidently early. And again, hero's done nothing but kind of hold on since then. Disruptor shot's going to keep this Bioforce zoned back, as we do see the Liberators honestly trading very well with the Stalkers. They are killing so many of those, and those Stalkers paid a heavy price just to try and contest that. Not exactly ideal. We will see our Bioforce continuing through. And it really feels as though ByuN is, again, he's definitely got the control of this game. It's just impressive how long herO is making him play for it. Trying to wear him down a little bit during this game 1. Disruptor shots fly. They will not find anything, though. Turn around again. Still not going to find anything. And one more time. I'm just going to get a couple Marauders. Not even going to say, let's just jump over towards the main base. That obviously makes a little bit more sense. Hop into the main there. And get going as we start to knock down a pylon, some gateways perhaps. Some options as to what we can do as a few Stalkers continue to walk by. Colossi coming out. Nexus will drop. Our cannon goes down. A few probes will continue to die off here as well. All of this continues to go down as we just have our Bioforce continuing through. Going to knock down one assimilator already. There is obviously in real desperation mode. He's going to be basically trying to rely on the Disruptors. That was a move. ByuN was trying to basically run so close to the Disruptors that he could somehow outrun the shots, but he never actually started to shoot at them, so that didn't really do much of anything. Ay, ay, ay. More Liberators just coming out. The Ghost is still producing. We do have our Disruptors just trying to chip away. Once again, going to load up big time. ByuN is also fighting on the top side of the map, where he's going to dive through, and this army's just not strong enough. Stalkers and Colossi on their own just do not stand up against Marauders. So that is a composition issue. A few Zealots there might have made a big difference. herO finally going to type GG. He's got units in the main as well. And this is going to be ByuN finally taking down game number 1. But I don't think we have any mods here today. Don't make me actually have to not look at the game so I can ban people. That'd be annoying. Okay. Cool. Top right corner, red Darren player is the Shopify Rebellion ByuN. Taking the 1-0 lead in our best of 5 finals. In the bottom left-hand corner, our blue Protoss player is herO. Game 2 of this best of 5 as previously mentioned. Refinery's coming up, Rack's coming down. It's going to be seen our gate now, similar against set here from here in the early stages. I say this a lot, but I always feel like it's so weird to go from like that kind of, you know, much longer game, back and forth, really very active, non-stop. Then you get to this point right now where things are just going to settle. And things just kind of chill for a little while, you know. We're just kind of, you know, back to kind of our early game build orders, back to the start of the game. Well, this feels a little funky to have the players have to reset so quickly from one phase of the game to the other, you know. Nexus, cool, all coming up. Yeah, 2 Reapers coming out of the reactor actually, which is going to be a little bit of a different way to get set up, a little bit of a different way to get opened here. The first couple of moments of this, so far so good. Command Center getting going, factory. It's producing a Hellion, so it's going to be 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Obviously, potentially be quite aggressive with Reaper Hellion then initially. So definitely a little bit of something we could do on that. Definitely one thing we can watch out for is our Adept. Girls comes Shaden. Out around the sides. And that bit of Reaper Hellion continuing through for the moment. Adept takes some more shots. We are going to see 2 more Reapers and another Hellion, so we really are going to have quite a lot of Reaper Hellion here to really apply some pressure. Probes coming through, Phoenix coming out, the Warp Gate's coming in. Adepts at the front just going to come through, going to nab themselves a Hellion. Just going to be seeing the Reapers now getting joined up as well. One Hellion lost. We're going to lose a Reaper as well as we now take down an Adept. Robot facility coming up. Phoenix is already producing through. We're going to be having ourselves the extra couple of units just getting knocked down here. So a couple of probes go down. Honestly, not terrible for herO though, because it's a lot of unit investment from ByuN early. 2 probes and an Adept for 4 Reapers and 2 Hellions. I mean, that's 200 gas. 400 minerals. I mean, it's just so much. It's expensive from ByuN on an opening. It did delay the CC as well, and he just doesn't really get much out of it. Definitely got to be feeling pretty good if you're herO right now. This definitely got to be a nice little start for you. Now Adepts move up into the upper right. It's going to be seeing our stim pack coming through. Our Robo Bay getting set. Robo Bay coming through. Phoenix coming out. Just going to be patrolling a few Phoenix up in the sky. Marines coming over. Adepts are going to get shot at. Tank shot is pretty good as well. Just for a little bit here. Still seeing our Robo Bay about halfway done. Extra Marines popping through. Stimpak's still about halfway out of this. It's going to be seeing an attack lab on the way as well on the ByuN side of things. Engineering Bay also coming out. Marine begins to make a little bit of a move forward. Out towards the center. Marines, tanks. Taking a gap and an observer with the Cyclone. So this is a push from ByuN. Looking to punish the fact that these are Phoenix. Now, Phoenix can, of course, have a role in this fight, but obviously, in general, they're not going to be the best. You're going to need the right amount of support with them. Do we have that? No Immortal, but there is going to be a Colossus ready very shortly. In fact, the Colossus is out right now. Around the left, Cyclone will just lock on. Phoenix will take a few more shots. Gonna push it over to that side again. +1 and combat shields will continue through. For the moment. So Phoenix will get back to work. A few more of these SCVs going down. So that's 4 SCVs dropping for the moment. It's just going to be seeing a lot of damage dealt. ByuN's just in the middle of the map doing nothing at all with this army. Now 7 workers down. Starting build order wasn't great for him. Didn't really do enough damage, and it definitely feels as though ByuN is on kind of the worst part of this. We do lift up one of these tanks with the Phoenix initially. The other Phoenix getting actually caught coming in from the wrong direction. They came in from the top. They got shot at. Now we've lost 2 Phoenix. One from the top, one that kind of joined in there initially. Tanks just set out. Potentially blast their way through these Colossi. A little bit of damage being dealt. Tanks will unsiege and everything together will press forward a little bit. And it's still a scary position for ByuN that herO has to break out of, and I don't love that right now the Phoenix have been having such a terrible time of it. We've dropped 2 tanks still back into play here, but there's not much other than Colossi. Can we actually dart forward? The Marines diving into Colossi is not going to be pretty. ByuN is going to get killed off here, and I think herO holds for a Game 2 victory. Okay, though, that was... yeah. That was a little bit of a wild one. It's we kept tied up 1-1 here. For a moment, the Colossi in the bottom right-hand corner, unable to really get off the ground during game number 2. His push. Yeah, I'd not say it was scary. The Phoenix control was not brilliant from his opponent, and that gave him a bit more of a chance. It just wasn't enough in the end. It is ByuN in the bottom right corner, our red Terran player. Top left, it is going to be the blue Protoss. It is herO. Set up into game number 3 of our best of 5. One player about to move up onto match point, the other left in the dust. Having to win 2 in a row in maps 4 and 5. Benson coming up. SCV on the way in. Finer in the barracks, all getting built as well, so just getting this going now. As we'll see what ByuN has planned for us across the course of game number 3. Obviously, ByuN, a very tricksy player. A lot of different things he likes to bring to the table. Lots of different things he likes to get going. So, it's never easy to really predict what ByuN's about to bring out or anything like that. herO. Let's see, playing some Phoenix, playing some Colossus. Map like Gresvan, really anything goes. Blink can be very good here. Phoenix are always good, let's be realistic in this matchup as well, so... yeah, really go any which way. As you see our factory, our reactor all coming through. Just a little reminder, guys, just to let people know. Again, we're going to be here tomorrow with the WardiTV Summer Party Group D. this group is really stacked, so make sure you drop by. It's going to be starting about this time tomorrow. Solar, Ragnarok, Showtime, and Max Packs. Really full, really fun group of content. Should be awesome. Really looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys will look forward to joining us for that. And then the playoffs for that tournament will happen the day afterwards, so that's what the next few days of StarCraft 2 looks like if you're looking for some competitions. Couple of devs going through, some Marines taking damage for the moment. I'm just going to be seeing our dev taking a few more shots. Hellion very nearly going down. We are just going to be able to grab that just in the end. And now just going to be seeing the Adept continue to play Chase'ems. There's Hellion and 2 Marines dropping. So far, just 1 Adept lost. And again, these early skirmishes, as long as it doesn't lead to a major delay on a CC or anything, is pretty fine either which way. It is nice for the pros to know you're knocking down, like, you know, a unit like the Hellion, which takes away some scouting. You're talking down a unit like a Hellion, which, you know, with more Hellions could maybe actually be quite scary. So that is something you are making good progress on. And that's why the pros play doesn't mind it too much. Terran, obviously maybe a bit more frustrated because of that. As you see these Marines with the medevac now looking as though they might contest. With 3 Adepts, you can one-shot Marines, so the medevac doesn't make a difference. But we're about to have a Cyclone, and the Cyclone is basically guaranteed kills. And as 1 Adept drops, the Cyclone kind of thought maybe I can hide myself and not reveal because it wasn't going to be able to do anything because the Adepts had already shaded. Then it realized it had revealed itself, so it moved forward. That's what that little janky motion on the Cyclone was. Just going to come forward now, though, with the boost of the medevac, catches up and does get 1 Adept pick off, and we still have 4 Marines and a Cyclone coming across the map with the opportunity to maybe get something done. However, there's a whole chunk of Phoenix here. I'm not sure the 4 Marines and Cyclone alone are going to really be able to contest against that in any sort of reasonable or meaningful way. Load right now, the Adept already taking some damage. Here come our Phoenix, trying to put some damage onto this medevac, so a few shots going off. Medevac is going to go down as the Stalker continues through. The couple of Marines going to continue running. Again, RoboBay coming out. Immortal still producing through as well. All of that coming up as a couple of Phoenix going to jump back onto our Cyclone. Tearing it out just like that. Boom. Starport builds up a reactor as well. Still seeing our +1 attack upgrade coming through on the engineering bay of ByuN. The barracks and the missile turret coming up as well. I'm going to swap 1 barracks over to that tech lab as well. While the turret goes down, the Phoenix will die for the Raven. One of the benefits of Phoenix against a Raven is they pretty much always get the kill if they want it. In this case, they really do. And again, just resources lost. We lost everything across the map. We're 1,400 to 750 resources. In terms of what's being lost, hero's having a fantastic early stage of the game. He's moving through the Colossi, and ByuN just can't really do anything about it. He's got to sit back and just kind of wallow in his, you know, the damage he's taken. There's not really anything else he can do right now, so you know, he just sort of has to sit back for a little bit. Phoenix poking around, just getting a little bit of something going. Stimpak, combat shield, +1 attack, all continuing out. I'm just going to be seeing, obviously, with those upgrades finishing, maybe ByuN will have something to say, but by the time we have our upgrades done, we're going to be on at least 2 Colossi, if not on our way to number 3. So it's not exactly like the Terran's going to have a huge timing window here, or something he can really take advantage of, or anything like that. Obviously does not look too pretty at all, as Nexus just continuing through. A couple of SCVs have gone down. Nexus will finish up over on the side. The Cyclone locking on for a little bit longer, picking away at a Phoenix there. Eventually just pushing that back. More lockdowns is being maintained. Some additional gates coming up. +1 attack, stun thermal lens, charge. Continuing through as well. Our bio army still in the center here from ByuN. Rest of this bio just going to come back across a little bit. We still just sit here with 3rd CC, trying to power up a little bit. It's going to be seeing our Prism speed coming out. Prism on the way. +1 attack charge will continue to come through. Our gates continue out as well. The block guy is going to be building. The hallucinated probes. I'm going to go scout around. That's a unique one. We've seen some hallucinated probes just in general recently. Been kind of funky. It's not something you see every day, but they're just going in all directions. I think he just wants some information as to why ByuN is sat back so much, or if he's about to do something, or just trying to get that information in general, it feels like. Across, gonna nap on Marine pretty much straight away. Still seeing that Prism speed coming out, so that'll be done in the next few moments. And RoboBay finishing up so that Gravitic Drive can be done as well. Also a nice little something done. Results come through, Sentries, Archon, and the rest all coming up. Big warping into the main base as herO tries to push at the front. The Colossi gonna get blasted by the siege tanks though, so can't get far enough forward just yet. Fire continuing to cross, the Zealot's gonna get shoved away here. We're actually gonna try and chase, we're gonna get one. Good use of the recall. It's like 1,000 minerals just sat in Zealots that will now actually get to be part of the army or harass elsewhere, somewhere more meaningful. But you do not mind the recall being used on that because you're not playing in such a way, and ByuN's not playing in such a way that you're going to need a recall in any other manner in the very near future, so yeah, absolutely down for that. That seems pretty reasonable. Just going to be seeing our units of herO still moving around on the right side. Phoenix, get rid of 1, get rid of 2 SCVs. Uplink still coming up, that Disruptor still coming out. herO is matching ByuN on supply about 170 each. My way out down to the south side, just going to see if more units continue to come across for a couple moments there. Bioforce. Gonna get down in this direction as well. Actually gonna knock down a Phoenix. Looking for a second. Gonna get it. Good damage dealt by ByuN. Anytime you're picking off a Phoenix, you're making the Protoss player's life a little bit more difficult, a little bit less fun. Taking away some of that map control, so it's just a slow-going game from ByuN. He's got to play passively. He definitely didn't have a good setup in this game. And he's really known that because he's played so passively. Like, he's really not done much at all. He's just kind of let herO kind of fight into him here and there. Took, you know, the better fights that he can take. And just trying to slowly do whatever possible he can. Montian, thank you for the donation. You love this chat. You've given you everything possible you ever can. Yeah, chat went a little bit naughty, so I had to drop the cheeky little emote only mode on them. I couldn't be asked to figure it out or see what you guys were really arguing about. Just figured to put emote only mode on and then give it a few minutes, and hopefully you guys will chill out a little bit when we come back. SCV's going to transfer over the right side. We do have this army of ByuN. It's still closing on being maxed. Disruptors will jail tank number 1 very simply there. Nice, quick, easy pick off. And take those. Yeah, Bio coming across, going to knock down a Zealot. And this army's still poking around on this side, looking to see if we can just get a little bit of something done. CC taking a little bit more damage as well, so a few more shots on that. You see our army coming through, just going to be seeing the Disruptors coming through once again. Bio taking a couple of shots back at the moment. Shot fires, Bio splitting, just going to be seeing the EMP still coming across this army. Disruptors again going to land for a little bit more of the Bio. Coming up, Vikings, Marauders, Marines all coming out. Still coming now, just going to be seeing the Shadow Strike coming up. +3/+3. Upgrades continue through. The Zealots will run forward here, taking some shots. Disruptors coming back over. EMP's going down again. herO's army, because he feels like he needs to be so aggressive. That's a massive disruptor shot, mind you. These disruptors might land big as well. Oh my goodness, ByuN is killing some of them, but not enough. The start of this was actually very good for ByuN, but my goodness, did herO take some hefty damage in the tail end. Disruptor shots coming through again. Now it's ByuN's supply that's dropping off and is not being replaced quickly enough. It does look as though herO is getting the edge here in this game number 3. Kind of felt like he had the edge for a while. It just started to get to a point where I wondered if herO was just trying too hard to really push in, and he was really kind of, again, throwing some supply away in a big way, and obviously turned out to be a little costly at points. In the end, it looks as though he is going to be kind of alright. As ByuN slowly just dying off. These disruptors are putting the work in. The disruptors continue to fire through. A couple of Viking shots coming by. A little bit more damage being dealt. The series are going to pull in. Ghosts and Marauders are going to pull in. Just going to be seeing this entire force continue to come through, and that's going to be GG's. herO takes game 3. And we're going to be on a herO advantage. Top right hand side, Red Terran player from the Shopify Rebellion will be ByuN. Taking on the Blue Pros on the bottom left. Had a little bit of difficulty breaking through, got there in the end. Is herO. Fun games between these two. First game was very back and forth. Second game and third game would be in a little bit more herO favor. Just getting off to some good starts and playing some good StarCraft from there. Pro SCV gonna go chase around a little bit. Gonna see our barracks coming through, the gateway coming up. Just gonna see our Pro and the SCV going away at each other for the early few moments on this one. As that Pro trying to get back towards the SCV for just a little bit. Trying to see what we can do. Yo, YGGDR for Sil. Yggdrasil. Thanks so much for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Marine gets the Pro. Probe does see the CC on the high ground. We do have the gas to drop a factory pretty much straight away here as ByuN as well, so should be able to get that started up. Should be able to get that underway. As we do drop the factory just a bit up to the north, so... High ground CC obviously just trying to be very careful in case herO does bring a little bit of aggression or so. Stargate already coming up, next is coming through, and Depth Probe all building for the moment as we'll see where the CC play of ByuN goes as well, see what the factory wants to build. Obviously, the Marine first factory is a little faster, so maybe there's a couple of aggressions you could make there. As yo, Blue Cyclone, thank you so much for the 8-month resub. Welcome back. 40, why do you think herO has such dramatic swings in his level of play? Well, that's a great question. I think because herO's a very chaotic player, and a lot of what he does is based on feel or kind of the idea of like maybe causing chaos, and it's just a style of play sometimes that can obviously look very good, and sometimes if it just makes, like, sometimes you just make the wrong decision 2 or 3 times in a row, and it just looks very bad, right? Because there's not like a scripted kind of way of playing games out for herO a lot of the time. This isn't always true, some of the styles he plays obviously do, but like, some of the styles he plays are obviously a lot more kind of, you know, like freestyling and so on, and sometimes you just make mistakes, right? Like, sometimes it just looks bad because he doesn't feel it, or sometimes players just kind of, you know, have a good kind of idea of what to do against him, and so he runs into trouble as well. But there's a lot of reasons, honestly, why it could be like that. I would say it's a little bit towards that. feel like he's a little bit of a meta player as well, right? Where he's like, you know, he does the best when he's kind of developing the meta and he drops something fresh. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a style of play, right? It's just has tendencies towards being variable. It's also like he's such a micro-based player too. And sometimes your micro just doesn't hit, right? Like, sometimes your micro just isn't enough to carry you through the games. And if a lot of the time what you do is based on, you know, your micro carrying you by, well, yeah, then you kind of just have some trouble as well, right? So, that's a good question, though. Because he definitely does have these swings. You're not wrong. Cyclone locking on, Adept taking some damage, a couple Phoenix going join up overhead. The Adept's going to shade back a bit. Again, Robot Bay is continuing through the Immortal on the way up, which is going to be really good against this sort of an attack. You already actually have one, so that's actually a second. Usually you don't build a second unless you're concerned. Obviously, reason to be concerned with this army. On your front doorstep, Cyclone gets the lock onto the Immortal. It's going to take another shot or so. Guardian Shield popping up to try and protect. We'll lift up the Cyclone using one of the Phoenix lifts there just to get the Immortal to make sure it doesn't lose anything more than just shields. But now the tanks are sieged. Second Immortal is a great call. It's absolutely going to be needed with the way that this push of ByuN is going. With the way this is setting up to move forward. The Adept shade forward here. Ooh, this is actually dangerous for ByuN. Cyclone going to get lifted. We're going to lift one of the tanks as well. Let the Immortals put in the work on the other tank during this. And that's actually a really good defense from herO. ByuN sieging that, I think, was the wrong call. I think that just put them into a committed position when herO is already, you know, ready to make the jump on him. Marines actually going to get a little bit of a jump here, though, as we turn this one around. One of the Immortals is going to get picked off. The other Immortal is going to go down as well. ByuN is actually going to turn this into a much better situation for himself. Well, we have a Colossus out now. Is that enough to keep us alive here? This got a little bit scary. Phoenix still just overhead, just going to be seeing a couple of batteries, a couple of gateways coming by, our Marines coming through, the Phoenix taking a few more shots of damage. Then Colossus comes forward as well to try and fight a little bit. Marines will take a few more shots. Let's see the tank's taking a few more hits. Just going to see the Phoenix lifting one up. Just going to knock that down. This one tank drops. Going to look for another one here. That's actually a nice little pickup. The Colossi, though, going to get jumped on. It's mostly Marines. We will lose one, but we get a lot of the Marines in return. We are going to lose one, right? Yeah, the Marauder gets it. Phoenix lifting up one of the Marauders. Very narrowly made it a save. We have one more lift available. That's going to be the Siege tank killed off as well. And man, what a scrappy game out in the center of the map. Colossus still pushing up. Marauder still taking damage. You do have Marauder just going to come through, just going to lift off. It's going to go down as well. The SCV pulls over. Missile turret getting set into the center as well. So getting that up and running here. As we do have our Phoenix just back up into the main base. herO on this back and forth push at the moment. I'm just going to try and stay up in the skies with these Phoenix. There is a third base from both players as well, as this has been obviously quite aggressive back and forth. We'll see our Phoenix just chilling out overhead. Just going to be seeing a couple gates coming through, a prison coming up. Couple more Marines just getting knocked away at there, as we do have the Vikings. Going to be losing now. Going to pick off both of those. Nice catches from these Phoenix, able to get a lot done at the moment. You're obviously up 2-1, looking for a victory with this series right here if he wins this game. Doesn't want to have this go to game 5. Grab a couple more SCVs. Again, the Phoenix are so controlling at the moment. eSports is lost as well. Definitely a little favoring to ByuN, but it's not like herO lost nothing. 2 Immortals, multiple Phoenix, the Colossus that he lost as well. So both players had heavy trade outs early on in this game. Again, makes it fun, because now we're playing a game that neither player is super comfortable in. We're playing a game that neither player has really kind of got a lot of experience with. Because how often can you kind of play a game that's looked the way that this has looked, and then kind of just be like, aha, now the next spot. You know, like, you don't get to practice these scenarios a whole lot. Marines Marauders all coming through, tank and medevac still popping out. Phoenix gonna try and poke in towards the base there, not quite gonna be able to. Got a good Phoenix count built back up. Phoenix with the Colossi, obviously going Disruptors behind this as well. Hero is gonna poke forward a little bit. Does ByuN have a proper response to this right now? 4 tanks and 15 Marauders with this amount of Phoenix energy? He could be in a lot of trouble. It would be better if he had the Ghosts out, because the Ghosts, obviously some EMPs, would go a long way to soften up the Zealots, even just the Colossi, so the tanks can knock them down even sooner. The position of ByuN's army is interesting as well, because when you look at where the tanks are at, right, they're kind of in a line this way, which means that really for herO attacking in from here, they want to be in a line downwards, not across. So now only 2 tanks will fire at a single point in time, and that's going to definitely create issues. The Phoenix is going to fly in. They're going to lift the tanks in the back. They're going to lift a chunk of the Marauders because they know that that is what can cause issues here. Disruptor Shot going to just find some SCVs that are reinforcing through. And herO's attack is looking very, very good. As the Phoenix going to get a Ghost here that drops an EMP, but ByuN just does not have enough. That's going to be GG's. And herO's going to take it down today. 3-1 over ByuN in our grand finals of ESL Open Cup Korea 185.